Yes, good morning, students. The last class we are seeing coelom, body cavity, and little patchwork we have that division protostomia, division deuterostomia. Some issues we have that cleavage issues are there. With that, the chart will be completed. From the next class onward, we'll practice the questions. Okay, so I think in the chart I completed everything that grades of organization we are completed: cellular grade, tissue grade, organ system grade. Next, after that, we took diploblastica and triploblastica, 2 germ layer, 3 germ layer. Then, after we are taken symmetry, radial symmetry, bilateral symmetry. Then, after we went through the protostomia and deuterostomia, fate of blastopore if it is mouth, protostomia, if it is anus, deuterostomia. In the last class, we are seeing acylometa, pseudocylometa, and schizocylometa. In that I said to remember these words only enough, though explanation is little longer, but these are enough. Acylometa, neither primary body cavity nor secondary body cavity. They don't have body cavity. Phylum Platyhelminthes. Pseudocylometa, only primary body cavity is there and some scattered mesodermal pouches are there. Okay. Schizocylometa, secondary body cavity formed by the splitting of mesoderm. Secondary body cavity formed by the splitting of mesoderm. Next, enterocylometa, secondary body cavity from the pouches of archenteron. These are the words to remember. And this schizocylometa, enterocylometa is considered as eucoelom. Schizocylom, enterocylom is considered as eucoelom. We will have a single side heading in NCERT text, that is eucoelom. Based on how does the true body cavity is formed, we just divided and we learned in the last class, and the left over in the total chart these two: spiral determinate, radial indeterminate, mosaic embryo, regulative embryo. These are not much important in the NEET examination point of view. It's just a formality. We have to learn them. So already coelom issues were completed. So that's why it's just a formality. Spiral and cleavage. What is cleavage? Radial cleavage. What is cleavage? Division process, we can say cleavage. Division process means here when a zygote is divides into two cells, we said two cells divide into 4 cells. Here our story starts from here. So a 4 cell stage, how does it divides? Based on that, we classified it as spiral cleavage and radial cleavage. Okay, spiral cleavage. How this 4 cell stage becoming 8 cell stage? So if I consider it as a sphere, this is one pole and this is another pole, or in earth point of view, south pole, north pole, isn't it? For this particular pole, this axis, polar axis, cleavage pattern is like this. Like what? Oblique. Oblique. If the cleavage patterns are oblique, so oblique how it becomes, I will show you. Green we are taken, okay. This is the embryo, 4 cell stage. Now I will show you the oblique one. Oblique, 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 oblique. Here only one I drawn, full oblique like this. So this oblique condition divides this 4 cell stage into 8 cell stage. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. So how a 4 cell stage become 8 cell stage? Cleavage pattern. Follow this orange one, otherwise I'll change the color. Yellow I'll make it. This one. Oblique, 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 oblique. If the cleavage patterns are oblique to the polar axis, cleavage patterns are oblique to the polar axis, such kind of cleavage is called spiral cleavage. Such kind of cleavage we can say spiral cleavage. If the cleavage patterns are oblique, such kind of cleavage is called spiral cleavage. It's very simple. I will show you. Here, cleavage patterns are radial. What is the meaning of radial? Straight. Radial means here, let me show you how a 4 cell become 8 cell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's all. Cleavage patterns are radial. 1, 2, 3, 4 became 8. Okay. Definition, just a definition. Spiral cleavage, process of embryonic development if the cleavage patterns are oblique to the polar axis, we say spiral cleavage. If the cleavage patterns are radial, we can say radial. Radial means straight lines. Radial cleavage. Okay. Now, here itself we can recognize mosaic embryo. And these kind of embryos are called regulative embryos. What is mosaic? So, oblique cleavage makes over a zigzag mosaic type of embryo. Due to the radial straight lines, we call a regular pattern embryo. So, definition for mosaic embryo, spiral cleavage results mosaic embryo, radial cleavage results regulative embryo. I will take you there to understand this. We are completed. Let me show you. We are completed this one. Spiral cleavage, mosaic embryo. What is spiral cleavage? Cleavage patterns are oblique to the polar axis, hence we got mosaic embryo. Okay. Next, we are completed this one in deuterostomia, radial cleavage. Cleavage patterns are straight, hence we got what type of embryo? Regulative embryo. We have notes, no need to confuse. The notes is available to you. Simply, we have to say the definition like this. Types of cleavage, if the cleavage patterns are oblique to the polar axis of the embryo. For this theory, I am showing the diagrams. Okay. If the cleavage patterns are oblique to the polar axis of the embryo, such cleavage is called spiral cleavage. Platyhelminthes to mollusca, protostomia is in. Cleavage patterns are radial, we can say radial cleavage, echinodermata, hemichordata, chordata. Mosaic embryo, how does the mosaic embryo came? Embryo formed due to spiral cleavage. How does the regulative embryo form? Embryo formed due to radial cleavage. For that, I just gave the images. Okay. So, this is about spiral, radial, mosaic embryo, regulative embryo. Okay. Next, let us see determinate, indeterminate, determinate, indeterminate. Even you can say this is non-NCERT, just definition we are learning. We require a little bit information we require, that is all. What is determinate? As usual, zygote divides, 2 cell, zygote divides and 2 cell. Let me here, you can't see this. Zygote divides, 2 cell, then 4 cells. Okay. At 4 cell stage, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What happens afterwards? Now we are seeing so much 4 cell, 8 cell, 16, 32, marula, blastula, finally gastrula. Gastrula develops something, isn't it? So, in this kind of cleavage, determinate. What is the meaning of determination? Dedication. A YPC student after intermediate first year, he will be determined to become doctor. In the same way, determinate means dedicated to. Interesting thing here, at this stage itself, the cells will decide what they want to become. We call these cells as blastomeres. During embryonic development, the cells which are divided after the division, we call them as blastomeres. Any cell, the 2 blastomere, 4 blastomere, likewise, these 4 blastomeres decided what they want to become in the adult. Means here, where do you see determinate platyhelminthes to mollusca? Means here, if it is earthworm, in future after 4 cell, 8 cell, marula, blastula, gastrula, when it becomes a earthworm, so they already decided, cell number 1 decided I will become digestive system. Cell number 2 said I will become respiration, I will become circulation. Some I develop excretory organ. Means here, the fate of blastomere decided at early in the development. We can call determinate. Okay. So, indeterminate, we even included in the indeterminate zygote, 4 cell, then after marula, blastula, gastrula develop. So, they are not decided anything. Okay. So, they go on dividing at one particular stage. They say, they decide, I will become nervous system, I will become digestive system. Means here late. Here decision early. Simply we can say a student at LKG, nursery, LKG, UKG stage, he said, I will become doctor. Means here fate of blastomere decided early in the development. Then after 10th class, a student decided I will take BPC and they will declare. He declared I will become doctor. We can say that kind of cleavage is called indeterminate. During process of development, cells, zygote divide 2 cell, 4 cell, 8 cell. Likewise, if it only divides after 9 months, you will get a football. At one particular stage, at least the cells to decide they have to become something. They have to become stomach, kidney, liver, pancreas, spleen, brain, isn't it or not? So, various organ they have to become. So, the question comes here, when they decided to become something. If they decided to become something in the early stages, we can call determinate. Fate of blastomere decided early in the development. If they decided little late, fate of blastomere decided late in the development, we can say indeterminate. We call indeterminate. I will show you the definitions here. Here it is. Fate of blastomere will decided early in the embryonic stage. Okay, fate of blastomere decided late in the embryonic stage. Determinate, phylum Platyhelminthes to mollusca. Indeterminate, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, Chordata. So, with these, we have completed the total series of kingdom Animalia chart. In the coming classes, we practice the questions also. Already in the previous classes, we practiced some 38 questions. We will start from first question onwards in the next class, 1 to 50. So, 1 that whenever it is necessary, I will explain. Then second 50, third 50. In that way, we complete the 150 questions. Then after, I think I can expect from you, all you people will answer all these 150 questions. Question paper will be given to you, you have to write answers. Okay. So, all 150 questions from this chart only, isn't it? All the 150 questions from this chart only. So, the whole kingdom Animalia chart we are completed. With these class we are completed. Then after, just to see the dimensions in the form of questions, that will continue. Thank you.